Buddhism. Buddhism is not just a religion, but one of the world's oldest and most enigmatic philosophies. It has over 2,500 years of history, but it still inspires millions of people. What is karma and how does it work? Why did the Buddha not consider himself a god? Does rebirth really exist? In this video, we'll break down 10 of the most surprising facts about Buddhism that will change your mind about this ancient tradition. 1. Buddhism is not a religion in the usual sense. Buddhism is often called a religion, but it differs significantly from Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. It has no belief in a single creator god, strict tenets, or obligatory rituals. Rather, it is a philosophical system centered on spiritual development and the attainment of enlightenment. The founder of Buddhism is considered to be Siddhartha Gautama, a prince from the Shakya lineage who gave up wealth and power to find a path to liberation from suffering. After years of asceticism and meditation, he attained enlightenment and became the Buddha, which means awakened one. The Buddha's teachings are based on the Four Noble Truths, which explain the nature of suffering, and the Eightfold Path, which helps to overcome it. Instead of strict dogma, Buddhism suggests that each person should explore the truth for themselves. This is why many consider it a philosophy or way of thinking rather than a religion. 2. Buddhism does not deny other religions. Buddhism is considered one of the most tolerant and open-minded spiritual traditions. Unlike many religions, it does not claim to be the only true path. On the contrary, Buddhists often accept the ideas and practices of other spiritual movements if they help to achieve enlightenment. In Asia, Buddhism coexists peacefully with Hinduism, Confucianism, Taoism, and even Christianity. For example, in Japan, Buddhism and Shintoism are so intertwined that locals quietly practice both traditions at the same time. In China, Buddhism, Taoism, and Confucianism have formed a unified philosophy of life for centuries. Buddhism does not require blind faith, but invites people to independently verify its teachings in practice. Therefore, its followers can practice Buddhist techniques, such as meditation, without abandoning their religious beliefs. 3. Karma is not an instant retribution. The word karma is often misunderstood. In popular culture, it is associated with instant retribution. If a person does something bad, he or she will be punished immediately. In Buddhism, karma is the law of cause and effect, which operates over many lives. Karma is formed not only by deeds, but also by thoughts, intentions, and even words. If a person leads a virtuous life, he creates positive karma, which improves his future. If he harms others, his negative karma can lead to suffering in this life or the next. That being said, karma is not a punishment or reward from a higher power. It is simply a natural law of the universe, analogous to the law of attraction. It works whether a person believes in it or not. 4. Buddhism has no concept of hell and heaven in the usual sense. Buddhism offers a completely different concept of the afterlife compared to Christianity and Islam. Instead of an eternal heaven or hell, Buddhists believe in samsara, an endless cycle of births, deaths, and new rebirths. This process is based on karma. Good karma leads to birth in better conditions. Bad karma leads to suffering. There are 6 worlds in which a soul can be born. The world of gods. Beings enjoy bliss but do not attain enlightenment. The world of demigods. Their lives are filled with struggle and envy. The world of humans, most favorable for attaining nirvana. The world of animals, a life of ignorance and instincts. The world of hungry spirits, suffering from insatiable desires. The world of hell, severe torment but not eternal. None of these worlds is a permanent abode. Rebirths occur until the soul reaches nirvana, complete liberation. 5. Buddhism makes extensive use of meditation. Meditation in Buddhism is not just a way to relax, but a powerful tool for the transformation of consciousness. It was through deep meditation that the Buddha achieved enlightenment. There are two main types of meditation. Shamatha, concentration. It helps you achieve peace and control over your thoughts. Vipassana, mindfulness, allows you to realize the nature of reality and get rid of illusions. Modern research confirms that regular meditation improves brain function, reduces stress levels, and even slows down aging. That is why Buddhist techniques are now used not only by monks, but also by ordinary people all over the world. 6. Buddha did not consider himself a god. Siddhartha Gautama, the founder of Buddhism, never claimed to be a god or a prophet. He said that he was an ordinary man who had found the path to enlightenment. Buddha urged his disciples not to blindly believe his words, but to test everything through personal experience. This makes Buddhism unique among religious traditions because it encourages critical thinking. After the Buddha's death, his teachings became a complex philosophical system, but he himself wanted people to seek the truth on their own. 7. There is no eternal soul in Buddhism. Unlike Hinduism and Christianity, Buddhism denies the existence of an eternal soul. It maintains that the self is an illusion and that consciousness is a stream of ever-changing states. Buddhists believe that attachment to the idea of an unchanging self leads to suffering. Liberation from this illusion is one of the keys to enlightenment. 8. The Dalai Lama is not the only Buddhist leader. Although the Dalai Lama is the most famous Buddhist leader, he heads only one Tibetan school. Different countries in Buddhism have their own spiritual leaders, such as the Karmapa or the Patriarch of Buddhism in Thailand. Buddhism has no single center of authority, which makes its teachings flexible and adaptable to different cultures. 9. There are no strict precepts in Buddhism, but there are precepts. Buddhists follow the 5 moral rules that help lead a virtuous life. Do not harm living beings, not to steal, not to tell lies, refrain from committing adultery, avoid alcohol and drugs. These principles are advisory, not strict law. 10. Buddhism is one of the most peaceful religions. Buddhism preaches nonviolence, compassion, and tolerance. Unlike other religions, its followers almost never fought religious wars, but sought harmony and understanding. Buddhism teaches that the true enemy is not outside, but inside. Our desires, fears, and attachments. By freeing oneself from them, one attains true freedom. Conclusions. Buddhism is not just a belief, but a way of life that helps a person achieve harmony, realization, and inner peace. It teaches that happiness does not depend on external circumstances, but on our perception of the world. He does not require blind faith, but suggests that everyone should test his principles for themselves. Buddhism remains one of the most peaceful and open-minded spiritual traditions. Which of these facts surprised you the most? Write them in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. Support the channel by liking and subscribing. There are many more interesting things to come.